Yeah, buddy. What's going on, everybody? Mike Stadler.
Carl Bethke with you.
Back here at the Obsession Podcast, Season 2. Getting started. New year.
New deer, baby.
Yeah, buddy. Got some questions that have come into us. Carl, why don't you start one off?
Oh, let's see what we got here. Leg day.
Leg day?
Leg day.
That's Monday, so...
let's see. This one's from Bill. He said, can you guys talk about your 10% hunting rule on how you look at it every season? Do you pass big bucks on purpose to let them get bigger for age? Well, our 10% rule. Our 10% rule starts with we are hunting the top 10% of the bucks that we have going on and off of each property each year, which are usually 4-year-olds or older.
Yep.
Not always,
yep,
but
hopefully.
Usually.
Yep.
And then after that first week, so that's the first week
Of our vacation.
yes, of our vacation, and probably the first whole
We'll
setup
clarify
of hunting season.
Yeah, the whole beginning of the year until our first week of vacation, which is the last week of November.
Last week of October.
Or October, sorry.
And then the first week in November we take off. Come the second week, any Pope and Young 3-year-old that walks by Mike or I, we're going to shoot it.
Yes, sir.
And that's how we run our program.
Yeah, I mean, we let deer go.
We do.
I mean, normally it's because we're after a certain one.
Right.
Those deer, then again, like you say, are not safe. The second half. Dogs.
Dogs are here.
You know, people ask us that all the time about, you know, the deer that we're going to shoot. I mean, we'll shoot a 3.5-year-old buck. If that's what we have to hunt, that's what we have to hunt. Our properties are what they are. Obviously, we want older deer. Everybody does.
Yeah, well...
You got to take what you can hunt. Well, we do. We take what we can hunt.
Well, that's kind of how I look at it. I'm like, let's just say the oldest deer on your property is a 3.5-year-old. To me, that's the deer you hunt. Because that's all you have. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I mean, if you have other places to hunt where you have older class deer and that's what you're after, then go ahead and hunt those spots. But if you're hunting your own property, and we're just saying on private property, and the oldest deer on your property is 3.5-year-old deer, that's the trophy buck on your property that year. Mm. If you are one of those people that wants to hunt older class deer, then I think the 10% rule probably doesn't count for
See, that's what I think people don't understand with us, so is we're going to hunt them deer.
Oh, yes.
If I have one 3.5-year-old buck that's here,
mm-hmm.
that's the deer we're going to hunt when we're here.
Right.
And if we get him, we get him. If not, we're not going to let him go.
No.
You know, you know, and vice versa, say we have 5 old class deer here.
Right.
And on your property, we're only seeing 2.
Yep.
Well, then we're probably going to hunt here more.
Right.
Because we're going to try to take them out.
Of course.
You know?
Yep.
But that's the benefit that we have.
That's the benefit we have.
We can kind of go back and forth between the two. But we're going to try to harvest those top 10%. We're not going to.
Right.
We're not going to pass them up.
Now, as for passing older class deer, yeah, we'll pass our older class. I've passed deer. I passed a buck last year that I probably should have shot. It's bigger in score-wise, bigger in the deer I shot. You know, but at that time, was it 2 days after that when our normal vacation would start? Yeah. We're hunting the top 10% of the bucks on the property, and we had a few 4-year-olds that were on the property, so those were the deer we were hunting. So I let him go.
Yeah, I mean, we've let deer go before.
Oh,
we
yeah.
let them go on your property. We let, you know, not this last season, but the season before, I let 3 or 4 go here.
Yeah.
They actually all came back.
Right.
They're actually all dead now.
Yeah.
You know, we were lucky enough to get one of them.
Right.
But, you know, I guess you gotta make a decision in your own head what you want to do.
Yeah, don't you? I mean,
so,
you know,
we put a lot of work in, a lot of time in, and we want to try to harvest a good animal. And
our goal is to harvest a good buck every year, and now that we have our own properties and spend a lot of time, fortunate enough to have pretty good deer on the property each year, we plan on shooting a 3.5-year-old or older every year. A 3.5-year-old buck in Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, where we are on both properties, is a Pope and Young deer.
Yeah.
And depending on what you have for neighbors, that's what it all comes down to, you guys. I mean, don't overthink the program. That's what I would say. If you overthink it, you're not going to shoot anything. You're going to have a bunch of unfilled tags.
Yeah, do what makes you happy.
Yeah. Well, there's a crazy thought. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to try to take a deer every year, and it's not about killing a deer. It's trying to, outsmart one time and, take a shot at one. A 3.5-year-old buck to me is always going to be a good animal.
That's good.
That 3.5-year-old buck's been through 4 seasons already.
Yes.
So, that's...
I bet most people don't think of it that way.
You never think of it when they're the yearling. That's 1 year they make it through.
Yeah.
Then they start counting them.
Yep. Yeah. If it's a nubbin, that's 1 year, basically. It's his first year.
Yeah.
6 months old.
we've both been after bigger deer too, and not been able to, connect on that, and have taken, a lesser class buck, I guess you want to say, in the same season.
Yes.
But, and we still want to be successful. So it's,
yeah.
and okay, so the bigger deer, he made it. Okay.
Right. That's great. Next year he'll be even bigger.
He wins this year. So we move on to the next one. It's not there has been cases, obviously, when you hunt a shocker.
Yeah.
We made that all come together, and you got him, and it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, once you get out and you start doing that one individual buck, have fun.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work, and it doesn't usually pan out.
No, especially depending on the size of your properties. If, Wisconsin, Michigan areas where you've got a bunch of small properties, that's where you start to see it's hard to hunt one individual buck, because he's even when his core area shrinks, when he gets older, if he makes it that way or that far, usually he doesn't in heavy pressure areas. You'll eat a lot of tags. Hunting one individual. I did that 1 year, hunted one individual deer, and ended up not getting him, and ate my tag that year. Or you put so much effort into it where you're so mentally drained. So like you and Johnny.
Yeah, I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
It's not any fun.
Well, I watched you that year. I mean, you just beat yourself into submission. You were so dead at the end, dude.
Yeah.
It was rough to watch.
When you were filming, we were letting, I was letting nice bucks walk by, and deer that I would have never let walk by.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted that deer so bad, and at the end of it, it happened, but it was I was drained. It was wasn't even exciting at the end of it.
And after you did it, you decided at that point.
I said, I'm not doing it anymore.
Right.
And I did try, I try here every year for a little bit.
Yeah.
I try to, last year, King, the 10-pointer, that's the one I went after, and he disappeared, so I just shifted focus.
Right.
The year before, obviously, I hunted the landlord a lot.
Yeah.
And, he got shot with a gun. I didn't get him. I ended up shooting I think I shot a different one I think I shot that one over by Fox Lake that year. The deer I got, actually. I didn't even shoot one here.
Yeah, that heavy 8-pointer you shot at.
So, it's the opportunity was there, and I'm like, I took it.
Yeah.
I wanted the bigger deer, yeah. But
well, it is what it is.
Gift horse in the mouth.
That's the other thing you'll see with us is it's hard to pass up opportunities. Number one, you have to think of it this way. You don't get very many opportunities throughout the year. You practice all year, you set your property up all year if you're hunting private. You scout all year if you're on public. All the work you put into it for that 1, maybe 2 opportunities a year to shoot a buck. It's hard to pass stuff. And if you're passing stuff, you have to ask yourself, are you passing stuff for you? Or are you passing stuff to try and impress other people? That's the thing I see most. We talked about a podcast here, a few weeks back, where we talked about an individual we both know has got really good hunting property. He's showing videos of 150-inch deer walking by, late October, early November, and granted, he has good hunting property, but then he's telling people these are immature deer. I'm not going to shoot these. I'm not going to shoot that. They're not worth my time. Stuff like that. That, I don't know. That's not me.
No.
So not us, I would say. So 10% rule. We hunt the top 10% of the bucks coming on and off our property.
Yeah.
And we start assessing that probably early July. And get an idea for the deer that we're going to see throughout the year. And then we decide at that point, these are the bucks we're going to be hunting.
Yep.
So hopefully that answered your question. We appreciate you listening to the obsession.
Yeah, buddy.
If you guys want to listen to it, just listen to it on the podcast. You can check it out at
iHeartRadio,
Google Podcasts,
RSS.com,
Spotify, and one other, Amazon podcast.
Oh, Amazon now.
Yeah, we're lined up with that one
Yeah,
now
buddy.
too. Yeah, pulling in a new one.
Or watch it on YouTube.
Check it out at YouTube here at Rush Outdoors Wisconsin. We appreciate you guys.
Later.